giving them the scouting report on Adolphus. I was in the dugout pregame, and Carliner was telling everybody what to expect from Adolphus, even though he told me he only saw him once in the inner squad this year because of the injuries that Evan was dealing with. But have to wonder if his scouting reports help the offense.
Chavez takes the first pitch outside for ball one. Been a while since we've seen Josiah. He's been out of the lineup due to an illness, and he's back in the lineup. Last time he was here, hit one right over that right field wall for a line drive home run.
That was actually the last game he played in.
Takes another pitch outside, 2-0.
June 26th was the last time we saw Chavez. He had a home run in that game, as Sammy alluded to, but it's the first time in the lineup since then. He's up there in a big spot, too.
Strike one on the outside corner.
Yeah, and it seems like up to this point with Adolphus, when he's throwing strikes, they're pitches that he's just allowing batters to absolutely demolish. So he's been very careful, now allowing 4 straight guys to reach base very, very easily.
Josiah takes a big hack there, and the count evens up at 2-2.
Yeah, the hit from Carrillo was a little nubber off the end of the bat, but other than that, Grant crushed his home run. Dode put a great swing on the ball, driving it to right, and then Ganis getting hit.
Adolphus steps off as Carrillo was in his head a little bit. 2-2. Runners take their lead. Adolphus looks in. The 2-2 pitch to Chavez. Swung on a miss. So a big bounce back at bat right there for Evan Adolphus as he gets his first out of the inning. And we'll see the Oaks debut for Jose Parga.
There was that filthy changeup that we've talked about from Adolphus. He showed it a couple times in that at bat and made Chavez look silly on the strike 3 pitch.
Parga steps in out of Oklahoma Baptist. Takes a first pitch breaking ball in the dirt.
Yeah, Parga's going to be one to watch as he joins the team now. Traditionally a middle infielder. He can play the outfield as well. Played for Coach Dave Solis back in high school at Rio Mesa. Now he's playing his ball at Oklahoma Baptist, where he started in all 42 games he played in this spring. The average 342, the OPS 1044. So a good spring for Jose Parga.
The Oaks bringing in another productive bat, which is the one area they've seen a lot of success in. The middle infield has been very solid.
Up and in, ball 2. Count now 2-1. Dode on first, Carrillo on second.
And Parga getting the start at third base today with AJ Salgado still nursing the hip injury. Told me pregame that it felt a little better, but it's the quick movements that get to him, and he'll still be down for a couple of days.
Fouled away, 2-2. No need for Salgado to rush back, as the Oaks still have a lot of firepower on the bench.
Yeah, and once he does come back, that lineup, this lineup's going to continue
Just
to
makes
get
the
scary.
lineup that much longer.
See, Evan Gray's throwing a live bullpen down there. He's got Tyler Glowacki standing in the box as a pretend hitter.
Vargas stays alive.
It's got to be pretty scary to be the hitter. No helmet on, just as your pitcher throws a bullpen.
Parga back in there for another 2-2 pitch. Chopper up the first base line. It'll stay fair. And some confusion between the first baseman and the pitcher, Adolphus, and everybody's safe. And a mound visit now for the Barons. Just going to go out there and tell Adolphus to calm down. He's given up 4 hits already in the first inning and a hit batsman. Oaks out to a quick 2-0 lead as Colin Heineck steps up with the bases loaded.
You can tell that Adolphus is trying to do too much out there. There was no need for him to come all the way off the mound and take that ball from his first baseman, Hernandez, because it could have been a tag out for Hernandez, so that's unfortunate.
Coming to the plate for the Oaks, the catcher out of Georgia State, number 22, Colin Heineck.
Heineck swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1.
For Adolphus, he's already at 24 pitches with just recording 1 out thus far, and the Oaks still have the bases loaded, so he's going to look to minimize the damage, look for a ground ball here.
Ball in the inside corner, Heineck down 0-2 quickly.
It's a good pitch there from Adolphus, but I was surprised that Heineck didn't jump on that one. It did look like it hung up a bit. And we know the power that Colin's got.
Swung on and missed. So a pretty good mound visit there, as fresh out after the mound visit, it's a 3-pitch strikeout.
The Oaks, the left fielder of Pepperdine, number 24, Charles Massino.
Charles Massino steps up to the plate. At a 389 clip this summer. Massino been seeing the ball pretty good in limited action. He hits one softly up the middle. The second baseman Neighbors will step on the bag to retire the side. But the Oaks get off to a quick 2-0 lead off the Gavin Grant home run, but leave the bases loaded. After half an inning, the Oaks up 2-0. We'll be back. We're back in the bottom of the first. Mike Stanford's first pitch is outside to Kamau Neighbors. We apologize for the technical difficulties on the stream.
Should be a new stream, actually.
It is.
Yeah, I mean,
2-0 the count.
if you've
We
got
are recording locally, so we will post this on the YouTube once we get home. Pitch inside to Neighbors.
for Mike
3-0 the count.
For Mike Stanford, this is his 6th appearance of the summer, but his first start, we've seen all of his work coming out of the bullpen, and his last outing was his longest at 2 2/3, but it was also his first outing in which he gave up a run. And he begins today with a 4-pitch walk.
All right, for the veterans, designated hitter of LA Harbor, number 4, Giovanni Saldana.
That'll bring up Giovanni Saldana, the DH today.
Saldana's the leading hitter for the Barons this summer.
Ball fouled away, 0-1.
Well, nice to see Big Mike get his first start of the summer.
Stanford's 0-1, fouled away again, 0-2.
Yeah, not sure what it was about that first batter, Neighbors, and Stanford couldn't find it. 4 straight misses that weren't really close to the zone, but these first 2 pitches to Saldana have both been really nice. Neighbors
Maybe
has
just a
big
little
lead.
bit of nerves for Mike.
Very, very possible. First start.
A good pitch, misses up and away, but it's an 0-2 count. Little waste pitch there. See if you can get Saldana to chase. A big lead for Neighbors at first. Stanford looks over, and Saldana calls time at the plate. Neighbors once again, a big lead. Fooled a little bit there as he thought Stanford was going to go over, but he throws a breaking ball into the dirt. 2-2 now the count.
Good stop back there by Colin Heineck.
Stanford throws over to first.
Yeah, Neighbors is dancing a lot over there. He's trying to force that throw over, maybe trying to force a throw away. He's the team leader in stolen bases with 8.
There he goes, and Stanford picks him off easily. There'll be a pickle. Grant is going to run him down and tag him on the backside, and that'll be out number 1.
Saw that pickoff coming a mile away.
And I will say, shout out to Big Mike, because I was talking to him the other day, and he says, I do not have a good pickoff move. And there we go. Picks off the first batter that gets on base in his first start of the summer.
Love to see it. What is with these Oaks pitchers picking guys off in the first inning?
Has become a regular thing as of late. The 3-2 misses high for ball 4. So that'll be Stanford's second walk of the inning.
Up next for the Barons, the center fielder of Colorado Mesa, number 2, Julian Boyd.
That walk to Neighbors gives him 21 on the summer. That's a lot of walks. 21 walks in 14 games.
Saldana taking a big lead off of first as well. as Julian Boyd steps onto the dish. Stanford throws over. Ball misses high. Ball one.
A good spot there from Stanford. Just missing up and away.
Stanford throws over again.
A little snap throw right there from Stanford.
A bunt from Boyd. It'll go foul. 1-1.
Parga was pretty deep, and if Boyd was able to get that bunt down fair, that would have for sure been a hit with his speed that we've seen. The Oaks are playing a bit of a shift, so Varga's well out on the dirt.
2-1 now the count.
Stanford's having a bit of trouble keeping it in the strike zone as he's thrown 10 balls already through 13 pitches.
Another throw over. Seen these Barons so far take some big leads there, Josh.
Yeah, they're getting out there and trying to get Stanford to throw over, make him throw it away, and get a better jump.
Boyd tries to bunt again, fouls it back. 2-2 now the count. Stanford gets the sign he likes. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Strike three. Stanford's first strikeout of the ball game.
Nice slider there from Big Mike
The
Stanford.
next little Barons, first baseman at Santa Barbara City College, number 33, Mark Anthony Hernandez.
First slider we've seen Stanford throw, and those were very nice to get the strikeout. Really good location from him.
Mark Anthony Hernandez steps into the plate. Strike one and thrown back for a back pick was Heineck. Saldana slow to get back to first and nearly got picked off.
I like the idea there from Heineck, but Saldana was able to just get back in time. Quick pop-up from Colin. Nice throw as well.
Saldana's lead shrinks a little bit as Stanford throws over again. Ball lined up the middle for a base hit. Saldana took a bit of a turn around second, but he goes back. And that'll be the first hit of the day for the Barons. That'll bring 2 on for Max Diaz, the left fielder.
The next for the Barons, the left fielder out of the University of New Orleans, number 3,
Wow.
Max Diaz.
We saw Max Diaz hit one out here when we were here a couple weeks ago. One of his 2 home runs this summer.
First pitch just a little bit outside, and that'll be ball one. Ball hit lazily into right field. Dode is there. And that'll retire the side. So 2 guys get on, 3 actually for the Barons. 1 was picked off by Stanford, but no harm, no foul. The Oaks lead remains at 2-0, and we'll be right back after this short break. Back for the top of the second, Jack Brooks out of the University of Oregon is leading off. Jack will be going there this fall. Jack Brooks, since coming over, starting his summer with the Oaks, has become quickly the everyday second baseman, playing a very solid second base. The appeal over to the third base umpire says he went.
And
Strike 1.
Someone from the Oaks dugout or from the stands yelled, "Oh, no, he didn't, though."
Yeah, I think that was Carliner.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Second pitch on the outside corner for strike 2, and Brooks is down into a quick 0-2 hole.
Brooks is a very good, disciplined hitter. When he gets in a 2-strike count, he won't give in easily. Even when he's down 0-2, he'll continue to fight off pitches, take quality pitches as well.
Swung on a miss at a ball in the dirt. So Brooks goes down on strikes.
That changeup sure is nasty from Adolphus. Carliner was right when he told us.
Tyler Gannis comes up for his second plate appearance of the day. He was hit on the first pitch of the ball game and subsequently driven in off of the Gavin Grant home run.
Yeah, this is the first time this summer we've seen Gannis's average dip below 500.
Ball in the outside corner for strike 1.
Sitting at 492. How dare he?
Just give him some time. He'll get back over 500 pretty soon. Ball fouled off out of play. 0-2. Since that mound visit in the first inning, Adolphus is looking pretty sharp.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was said to him, but since then, 2 strikeouts, a ground out, and now he's got Gannis in the 0-2 hole.
The 0-2 from Adolphus. Foul tipped into the dirt.
Lots of times you see a guy come out here in the first inning maybe not feeling super confident, doesn't have his stuff, so you just need a coach to go out there, just let him know, remind him to breathe, and let him know his last 2 starts, he's shut down the opposing offenses, so he knows he has the stuff. You just got to remind him.
Another 0-2 to Gannis, hit sharply to the third baseman. Thrown over to first, and that'll be the second out of the inning. Hard hit ball from Gannis, but right to the third baseman, Taveras. And now Gavin Grant will step up for his second at-bat.
Giannis did a good job of getting on top of that baseball, but he just rolled over a little bit. Hit it hard, but right at Taveras. Routine play for him.
The first pitch to Grant. Breaking ball in there for strike 1.
We saw Grant obliterate the baseball last time up. Something I've been waiting for.
Another breaking ball in there for strike 2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So a 1-2-3 inning after a very shaky first for Adolphus. And it looks like he's settled down. Maybe we have a ball game on our hands. We'll take you to the bottom of the second where Mike Stanford comes back out for his second inning of work. We'll be right back. Back for the bottom of the second. Mike Stanford on the mound. Ball hit up the middle to Grant. He can't make a play, and it gets through him. That'll be ruled a base hit. Just under the glove of Gavin Grant.
Very tough play there for Gavin. He tried to get the glove down spin, but the ball never got into the glove, so would have been a very difficult play.
Number 26, Christian Taveras.
Christian Taveras in there. The first pitch to Taveras. He shows bunt. It's a good bunt. Gets down. Stanford's only play is going to be at first. As Taveras trips over the bag after he's already out. So gets a job done.
I think he might have tripped over the foot of Tyler Gannis there.
Great
Great play from Stanford for a lefty too, coming off the mound. Had to twist his whole body, spin.
A tough play for him. Have to make a little bit of a ballerina twirl around.
Yeah, we've seen our pitchers make some pretty athletic plays on the mound. Alexander Rivas leading that cause, but Evan Harmon too, everyone making nice plays out on the mound.
Spencer Williams, the right fielder, steps up to the plate for his first at-bat of the ball game.
You got to get that hashtag pitchers are athletes trending again. Because our pitchers are athletes.
They sure are.
And we'll truly see that when hopefully they get BP tomorrow.
I hope so. I asked Rinkover if they'll get it tomorrow. He said they usually wait till the end of the year, and then it sometimes fiddles out. fizzles out. Hopefully not this year.
Ball hit up the first base side. It'll get out of play for strike one. I sort of paused after that first pitch. Looked like it was good to me. I was just waiting for
I agree.
I was waiting for that San Luis Obispo umpire delay, little 3-second delay, then the strike call.
That umpire would definitely get called for a delay of game.
Yeah, he would.
The 1-1 to Williams, outside. Two one the count to Spencer Williams. Chopper foul. Easy play over there from the third base coach.
Spencer Williams started this summer as the center fielder for the Barons, but once Julian Boyd joined the team, he took over that role, and we saw him the other day showcase his arm in center field, showcase his range, and now he's up in the 3-hole in the lineup. But good for Williams just to be able to stay in it in right field.
Stanford looks in, gets a sign he likes. Looks at the runner at second. Another chopper to Grant. He'll go over to the first. And the play is made for the second out of the inning. You saw Marlboro advance on that play. A slow chopper hit in front of him. Usually you'll see a runner on second freeze when the ball's hit in front of him to the shortstop or the third baseman, but that ball was just hit too softly for Grant to even think about throwing it to third, so he just takes the for sure out at first.
Yeah, I thought that there was a potential play at third. It would have been bang-bang. If this was the same one-run ball game in the 7th or 8th inning, maybe he makes the throw, but early in the game, taking the out.
And that'll put some added pressure on Jalen Parks, the catcher, out of Cal Lutheran University.
We haven't seen Parks against the Oaks yet this summer. You know Parks, Austin?
Of course.
Another pitch that looks like it could have been called a strike, but it's a ball, 1-1.
With Durfee there, he couldn't have gotten too much playing time.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate reality for Jalen as he sits behind Durf. Jalen played a lot, though. He'd come in every once in a while. He put many baseballs over the fence this year as well.
Oh.
He had 3 in one day between doubleheader.
Wow. So he's got the pop. He had all three of his hits actually this summer are doubles, so likes to hit for extra bases.
Ball off the plate, 2-2 the count.
Stanford threw 19 pitches in the first inning, but just threw only his 11th this inning.
Ball hit over to Gannis at first, eats him up, and it gets past him. And that'll bring in the first run of the ball game for the Barons on the error by Gannis.
It's a great job by Parks just sticking his bat out there and putting the ball in play and making the defense make a play. I thought Gannis did a really good job of getting down on a knee and attempting to body up that baseball. Not sure exactly what happened to allow it to get by him.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what Parks does. He hits the baseball hard no matter how he puts contact on it, and we just saw kind of a result of that there as that one ate up Gannis.
Bunt fouled back. Clearly bunting for a hit is Kamau Neighbors.
Some would say that's a bold strategy, Cotton.
We'll see if it pays off for him. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, I don't think he'll do it again after trying it once. Expect him to swing away here.
Stanford's 0-1. Up and away, ball 1.
Just accidentally stabbed Sam with my pencil.
The 1-1. Just a bit high. Ball 2. Stanford getting a little bit squeezed by this umpire.
Yeah, I was just about to say Stanford's barely missing with his pitches. When he misses, it's just unfortunate reality for him.
Ball right down the middle, strike 2.
It's also been the same miss for Stanford for the most part, missing arm side and high. Just not really getting around the baseball on those pitches. Needs to follow through a little bit better, stay in line. Does it there.
Ball hits softly. It eats up Grant. Back-to-back errors, and Stanford can't get out of this inning.
Yeah, Grant, knowing that Neighbors is a speedy base runner, decided to try to come through that baseball, but I thought the smarter decision would have just been to break down his feet at the end there and come through it.
He had time at second with Parks running.
Yeah, he could have done that too, but I think he's still with Neighbors. He could have just chopped his feet down, set his feet, and throw across the diamond. Rare error from Gavin.
Breaking ball misses high, and Stanford shakes his head as he doesn't know what he's got to do to get a called strike.
Yeah, small hitter, small strike zone. He's got to get on top of that pitch better. It should just getting that pitch being called a ball should just remind you to get on top of it even more. Perfect.
Fastball in the inside corner.
See, that's the exact adjustment you have to make if you're Mike. He misses upstairs with a breaking ball, just didn't get on top of the pitch. Comes back with the fastball and paints it perfectly on the inside corner.
Another ball rolled over to the left side of the infield. It'll be Parga's play, and he goes the short way to second to retire the side. So 1 run for the Barons after a couple of errors, extends the inning and allows a run to come across. 2-1 the score, and we'll be right back for the top of the third. Austin Carrillo comes up to start off the top of the third, I'm sorry. Carrillo got a base hit his first time up. First pitch high, ball 1.
Carrillo was one of 2 Oaks to pick up an infield single back in the first inning. And for Evan Adolphus, after a 27-pitch first in which he surrendered a couple runs, he really bounced back in the second inning with 2 strikeouts on just an 11-pitch 1-2-3 inning.
We saw the first 4 reach for the Oaks in the fourth.
Yeah.
In the first, 4 hits overall. 5 base runners, only 2 came across. And that's really been the problem for the Oaks all summer. Get guys on, but you can't drive them in. 2 runs is nice, but you would have loved to see a big number in the first just to take all the pressure off of Stanford in his first start and just set it in cruise control.
Yeah, you said it best. It's been a problem all summer. Bases loaded and 1 out after the 2 runs, and then it was a strikeout and a ground out. So they had their chance. And since the infield single by Parga to load the bases, Adolphus has retired 5 in a row.
That ball is up and away for ball 4, and Carrillo gets on again, extending his team lead in walks.
Number 25, Zach Today.
Yeah, Carrillo almost at the 20 walk mark, and if you include our non-league games against the Dodgers and against the Philippines national team, then Carrillo does have over 20 walks this summer.
Yeah, he's kind of been an on-base machine the last 4 or 5 games. And 3 games in a row, reaching base 4 times.
Dode grounds one up the middle. That'll be a double play ball. And a nice turn by Marlboro and Neighbors to get the double play. So Adolphus bounces right back after the leadoff walk.
Number 14, Josiah Chavez.
Chavez looking to bounce back after his first at-bat ended in a strikeout. Looking to keep this inning going. A big hack. Comes up empty, 0-1.
The strikeout for Chavez came with the bases loaded and 1 out, so he did have his chance. Or came with first and second, pardon me, with nobody out, I believe. Yeah, it was first and second, nobody out when Chavez came up. And Adolphus really just blew him up with changeups and struck out Chavez.
Ball laced the other way, but right at the left fielder Diaz. And that'll retire the side. So Adolphus, for the second inning in a row, faces the minimum, and he's getting into a bit of a groove. 2-1 at the end of 2.5 innings. Stanford back on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. We'll be right back. We're back in the bottom of the 3rd. Absolute fire tune played in between innings. Julian Boyd up to lead off the bottom of the 3rd for the Barons. Stanford back on the hill. Gets a sign he likes and delivers. Outside, ball 1.
Yeah, Sammy giving a little bit of a serenade in between innings there with the song that was being played.
It's a fire tune, needed to be done. Ball hit to left field, lazily. Messino is there, takes a couple steps back and squeezes the ball for out number 1.
Really good swing there from Julian Boyd, driving the ball the other way.
Little inside out swing.
For the Barons, number 33.
Yeah,
Mark
very much so
Anthony
inside out of that
Hernandez.
baseball.
Gets the hands inside, pushes it the other way.
Yeah, just unfortunately for him, right at Messina.
That's baseball. Mark Anthony Hernandez. Oy. In and the dish. Second time up today. Ball in the dirt. Nice pick by Heineck.
That's much better than his throwdown before this inning started.
The 1-0 in there for strike one. We've seen Stanford struggle a little bit with the shorter players on the Barons. But these guys who are about average height, he's been pounding the zone pretty good. Fouled away. Strike two.
Why'd you look directly at Josh when you're saying that, Sammy?
I was just looking at somebody. It had nothing to do with Josh's height.
Damn.
I mean, the unnecessary shade that you threw there, Austin, just trying to drive a knife in between us.
I was backing up Josh.
Yeah, I appreciate you,
I
Austin.
need to attack Josh for his height.
2-2 the count.
Very steep mound out there, so Stanford's pitching very downhill to these guys, so it could be why he's struggling versus smaller.
By shorter kings.
Shorter king.
Short kings, you know.
I'm a fellow short king.
Short king. Rise up in the chat.
Yeah, but it's this mound's completely the opposite of what the mound is in San Luis Obispo, which is where Stanford pitched last time. Harmon told us on the broadcast on Wednesday how flat that mound is, so it's a complete change for Stanford.
Ball hit over hard to the second baseman Brooks. He twirls and makes a very nice play. Second out of the inning.
That's excellent there. Just Jack Brooks is so fun to watch over there at second base. He makes that difficult play look easy. Spinning, throwing, all of it looks exquisite there from Jack Brooks.
Yeah, his turnaround there, Sammy, little bit more necessary than my turnaround in the outfielder MVP today, yeah?
Yeah, you were
I lost it in the
making
sun.
excuses saying that a ball got in the sun, got caught up in the jet stream, ball turned you around. You know what happens.
I don't got these cool sunglasses like these dudes do.
We need to get on that for you.
I know. If anybody out there wants to buy me a pair of Oakleys, let me know.
That's the only thing holding Austin back from being out on the field instead of the broadcast
100%.
booth.
Just need the accessories and then I'm complete.
Ay, ay, ay. Ball fouled back. 0-2.
Now I'm scared.
That one just sounded like it hit a piece of metal.
Yeah, it definitely did.
There's like there's a metal.
Hit the bottom of the bar of the netting.
There's no padding on it. It's completely exposed.
The 0-2. Just high. Stanford's 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Try to get in through the back door. Stays outside. 2-2 the count. To Max Diaz.
Neither that 0-1 nor neither the 0-2 or 1-2 pitches were super competitive from Stanford.
Ball fouled right in the same place to that exposed metal bar at the end, at the bottom of the netting. Has a bit of a gnarly sound to it. A little bit of some of those like uncomfortable sounds like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Just makes you shiver when you hear it. The 2-2. Ball lined into right field. Dode's got to go back. It's got a chance. It's gone. Diaz with an opposite field home run, and that'll tie the ball game at 2. Ball didn't look like it had a chance off the bat, but that ball just kept on carrying and carrying and carrying and carrying and carrying, and it got out of there right over the play ball sign. A leaping effort at the wall from Zach Dode, but Ball just had too much backspin on it, and we got a tie ball game.
There's that jet stream that Austin was talking about. That ball got caught up in it and carried out over the fence. And for Diaz, that's his team-leading 3rd home run of the summer.
Yeah, that was just a great piece of hitting by Diaz. He just got the bat to where the ball was on the outside part of the zone. It was a great location from Stanford, but Diaz won that one.
Stanford's still yet to have a clean inning now through 3.
I think I owe Austin a little bit of an apology. That jet stream, a lot of wind. A lot of wind.
Is that why you missed that pop-up on ring cover, Austin?
No, that one I honestly just had no clue it was coming till like right before it got there, and I just ran it. My first step, I went in instead of back and just threw myself off.
Breaking ball stays up, 2-1 the count.
Started running in, and then I looked up. I'm like, oh, it's over my head. But Sammy could have made the play too, if we're being honest. Right behind me, but
true.
then he just watched it drop and then laughed at me.
Hard hit ball over to Parga. He throws across the diamond to retire the side. So after the Diaz home run with 2 outs, we have a tie ball game. 2-2 after 3, and we'll be right back for the start of the 4th inning.
We're saying, yo, Poggers.
Easy. Jose Parga
Wait.
up for his second at-bat of the ballgame. He had a chopper up the first base line that got caught in between the pitcher and the first baseman. Nobody made a play, and he reached on an infield single. Austin gave you the numbers earlier, an OPS of over 1,000 for Parga in the spring. The umpire is saying the ball hit him, but Parga, being the honest ball player that he is, saying that it didn't hit him, but the umpire insists, no, it did hit you.
I looked down after the catcher caught it. I didn't.
I think the only person in the world that thought it hit him was the umpire.
Yeah, I didn't see that at
The
all.
Barons manager
So
giving the
confused.
umpire an earful. When Parga himself says, no, it didn't hit me, usually you would say, oh, okay. You would think an umpire would just say, oh, okay, it didn't hit you, fine. But, you know,
I honestly have no clue how that's called a hit by pitch there.
Yeah, I'm confused.
I'm going to watch it back right now on my phone.
And that was.
there was just no way, and Colin Heineck will step up to the plate with a runner on.
Number 22, Colin
Adolphus,
Heineck.
all he can do is just shake his head and get back out there. I think everyone's just confused right now.
We'll find out from Austin. He's watching back.
Parga taking a bit of a humble lead. He steps
That not a
back
balk?
as somebody was called time.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Should have been called a balk, but I guess somebody called time.
Breaking ball in there for strike one. We saw Heineck strike out on 3 pitches in his first at bat of the ball game, and Adolphus starts him off the same way with the first pitch breaking ball on the inside part of the plate.
No appeal there.
Heineck was told he went around on that ball. I'd like to see an appeal down to the first base umpire there, but this umpire knows what he's doing. He's running the show, you know.
All about him.
He hasn't made a bad call in 34 years, so I heard. And a ball on the outside part of the plate gets Heineck rung up for the second time today, and Messino will step up to the plate with one man gone.
Number 24, Charles
Just-
Mazzino.
Absolutely dismantling Heineck with breaking balls there. 3 straight to get the strikeout.
Yeah, the people who are watching the stream obviously know the choppiness that's going on. I can't tell with the replay. It's just not happening.
Yeah, we'll find out once the recorded version gets uploaded tomorrow morning.
We'll see. Messino lines one down the left field line, but it'll get foul into the Barons bullpen. Wakes those guys up a bit down there. They're putting their hands up in protest. 0-1 the count.
Messino's one of the leading hitters for the Oaks. Not as much playing time as some of the other guys up there on the leaderboard, but hitting just below 400. It's also got 4 extra base hits.
Messino fouls another one back. That's the first ball that to get back there into the riverfront property.
Sammy likes to keep track of all the balls going into the river. There's no campers though today, Sammy.
I didn't see any. Today. I think they're off to a new camp spot, maybe a little northern up the river, into the rapids. Inside ball one.
It's also Friday. Could have been like a Monday through Thursday camp, you know.
Or it's a 4 days and you got a 4 days max camping.
Oh,
Hanging foul ball. Messina way out in front of that. Hits it into the Oaks dugout. Noah Carliner a little mad about that. Nearly took his head off.
Yeah, the boy's not super happy about that one. Mike Stanford was right near it, so probably not the guy you want to be hitting the baseball at.
Yeah. Let's straighten that out, Chuck. The 1-2. High, ball 2.
good job working the count so far for Messina after falling behind 2 strikes.
The
Thought
2-2 in a 2-2 ball game. Ball hit to center field. Boyd drifting back. He'll get under it. Makes the catch for out number 2. Jack Brooks now up for the Oaks.
For the Oaks, number 33, Jack Brooks.
Good swing there from Charles. Ball went deeper than I was expecting. It looked like it was off the end of the bat just a little bit, but overall, good contact from him. It's not the result he was looking for.
The ball is absolutely carrying today
It's flying.
here in Compton.
Ball's flying today.
Balls look like they're not hit as well, and they're just keep on drifting back and back and back. As Brooks lines one into right field, it'll get into the corner. Fair ball. It gets past the right fielder, Williams. And Parga's flying around the bases. He's coming in to home. Gets in there without a throw as Brooks is standing on third with the stand-up triple. And the Oaks retake the lead 3-2.
With that triple for Brooks, that gives him his first CCL triple, but his second triple overall this summer, becoming just the second player on the Oaks with multiple triples. That ball was crushed into the corner.
11, Tyler Gannon.
I may have just been seeing things, but I don't know if Parga was slowing down because he thought he was going to stop that third, or if he had some sort of weird feeling running around the bases, but he scored.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. As he was getting to third base, he did slow up a bit, but still able to score easily. So you're not seeing things, Austin.
Tyler Gannis now up at the plate. 1-1 the count. Gannis hit by a pitch on the first pitch of the ball game. Subsequently driven in on the Gavin Grant home run.
Tyler's not happy with himself after taking that pitch.
Yeah, and he's going to actually call time to kind of bring himself in, because that's a pitch he knew he should have swung at. So he's going to call time, regather himself, and trying to regroup as he's got a key insurance run on third base right now in Jack Brooks.
I feel like knowing Tyler Gannis after just calling time and locking himself in, he's going to come through here. He didn't.
Foul ball caught by Parks. And that'll retire the side. But not before Jack Brooks laces a ball down the right field line for a 2-out triple to score Jose Parga. And the score is now 3-2 in favor of your Conejo Oaks. We'll be right back for the bottom of the fourth.
Just hanging out.
We're back here in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch from Mike Stanford of the inning was ruled a ball at the plate. I say ruled because it looked like a strike to me. And that pitch was in the same location, but gets called a strike. But
That was the exact same spot.
we said it earlier. We said it earlier in the ball game that this umpire, rumor has it he hasn't missed a call in 34 years.
What?
Oh my
And
good Lord.
the third pitch of the at-bat in the exact same spot, count should either be 3-0 or 3 strikes for an out, but it's 2-1.
Love the consistency, though, from Mike. See, there's the problem with not getting the call from Stanford. For Stanford, he paints a couple pitches, doesn't get the call, so now he's trying to be too fine with that one and misses outside.
And even on that pitch, Heineck tries to just frame it the best he can and can't even make the catch because he knows he has to bring that ball so far in for this umpire to get a strike call. And another leadoff walk issued by Mike Stanford.
Yeah, that's a good point there made by Sammy for the catcher trying to bring it back more. And that's also a common way that you see catchers break their thumbs. You know, trying to pull a ball that's outside in that much and not turning your glove the proper way. We see a lot of catchers break their hand on the exact play.
Fouled back. 0-1. This netting sounds a little loose.
It's very loose. I mean,
It sounds looser than it was last time we were here, and that was just the other day.
yeah. I mean, if you look at this section right here, it's literally Ewing.
Patrick Ewing?
He's good at basketball. Don't know how well of a baseball player. he'd
Ewing.
be.
I don't know if I've heard that word before.
I just came up with it on the spot because that's exactly what the Nets do.
What's it supposed to mean?
Yeah.
Ball,
Oh, yeah.
comebacker hit to Mike Stanford. He has trouble getting it out of the glove. He had time to go over to second, but chooses just to take the for sure out at first. That'll be the first out of the 4th inning.
Yeah, at first I honestly thought that was a line straight back to Stanford, but then
No, it was a chopper.
it was a quick chopper, and I think he ends up not going to second there because he has a little bit of a bobble on the transfer, so he just gets the one assured out at first base.
Back to your Ewing word. What is that? What is that supposed to mean? As the umpire,
He's
God,
drawn.
I don't know what
It's because
this is. This
The
my
guys
God.
are-
I'll say this guy's a clown.
are kicking the box,
This guy's a clown.
and so he's drawing the.
That's a total clown move. I've never seen an umpire
What's
do
he doing,
that before.
Austin? Wait, what is he doing, Austin?
So technically, you have to stand inside the batter's box
Correct.
for the pitch and when you hit the baseball.
Correct.
So he's drawing a new back line because there's no existence of chalk right now.
I've never seen an umpire do that.
Neither have I.
And also, I mean, nobody's standing all the way
Stanford-
that far back in the box.
Stanford again, just looking for what he has to do to
Would you
get a
like,
called strike. As he was asking, was that ball low? Was that ball out? He doesn't know. The umpire doesn't know.
Would you like me to explain what Ewing is, or my
Yes,
thoughts on this
Ewing.
umpire first?
Ewing.
Yeah,
Ewing.
what's Ewing?
What is
You see
Ewing?
how the net is starting to droop down center-wise?
Yes.
And it kind of turns into a
Yeah.
U? That's
Oh,
what I was
Ewing.
you.
Ewing.
The letter U. Oh, okay.
understood.
No,
Okay.
not Patrick
Okay.
Ewing.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
That's what
you
I
said.
understand now. Thanks for the explanation.
I said
Ball
it was a
hit
made-up
over to
word.
third to Parga. Ball in the dirt. Gannis cannot pick it out. And another error on the day for the Oaks.
So that play there from Parga, it's a routine play. He didn't even take a look at Tavares on second base. Had he looked over at third, what you're taught to do on a ground ball on the left side, if he looks over at Tavares, he sees Tavares creeping off the bag, a pump fake over to first base, and you got him trapped in a rundown. Even looking over there forces Tavares back to the bag and couldn't even get one out there with the throw in the dirt.
Rushed the throw, and he had the not so fleet of foot catcher Jalen Parks running, and that'll bring the top of the lineup as Kamau Neighbors steps up into the plate, and he'll foul the first pitch back out of play.
And this is not an easy guy to double off.
Yeah, that was just kind of a weird in-betweener with that play there. It looked like, I thought at first that Parga looked at the runner for a split second, and I thought that's what threw off his throw. But just kind of a tough break there for Stanford.
Another pitch in there for strike two. Oh, and 2 the count to Neighbors. Runners on the corner, 1 out. Stanford's pitch, fouled back. Out of play.
Neighbors is not an easy guy to strike out. He has 20 walks compared to 2 strikeouts. So not exactly sure what you want here if you're Stanford. Of course you want the strikeout. Of course you want the double play. Neighbors doesn't strike out and doesn't ground it in double plays. So it's a very difficult at bat here for Stanford, even ahead 0-2.
Fouls another one back.
You can see why he doesn't strike out. Just gets so short there with 2 strikes, and all he's trying to do now is slap those pitches foul.
Little nubber to the shortstop Grant. No chance at 2. And the ball game is tied. Just a masterful at bat from Kamau Neighbors to tie the ball game at 3. Ball was not hit hard at all. 0-2 count, fouls off a couple pitches, just puts the ball in play. ties up the ball game, and that's the third inning in a row that the Barons have scored.
And it's also now 2 of the 3 runs that Mike Stanford have given up are unearned.
A ball thrown over to first.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Charlie Adamson's going to start warming up in the bullpen for the Oaks. Riley Jones is making the trip out there. One of the pitching coaches, Durfee, going out now. You saw Charlie stand up.
First pitch of the at-bat, outside, ball 1. Neighbors over there at first, shading his eyes from the sun. Back pick attempt by Heineck, and Neighbors is in there safely.
So I was looking at Neighbors right after that and thinking to myself, Heineck's going to get him. Neighbors got in there so easily, so you have to wonder just how far off he has to be to actually get picked off, because his secondary is almost halfway to second base there. He got back there so easily.
He can't take as big of a lead as he was in the first inning, as a bunt attempt is fouled back by Saldana. He can't really get as far as he does usually because the sun is just right in his eyes, and if he gets too far back, he's not going to see Stanford throw over. And he was already picked off by Stanford once this ballgame. Little
play.
chopper to Stanford. It's going to be tough. Throws over, and it pulls Gannis off the bag, and that'll go into the Oaks bullpen as time is called. We'll see where the umpire rules. He sends the runner back to third. That's
It's only a one-base error,
Yeah,
that's why.
that's just an unfortunate break. That's the rule, and it's unfortunate for the Barons, as Neighbors was literally rounding third base before Dode even got to that ball. But
it's
a dead ball.
I think it's a judgment call too, and I think
It's not a judgment call. It's
not.
automatically.
It's one base from where the runner was based on the result of the play.
Yep.
we'll have to check the rule book on that as Julian Boyd steps up.
But
They
as
have
we
it.
know,
They have
fourth error?
They have it ruled as 3 errors on the board, but
It's the fourth
I
error.
got 4.
Yeah, I got 4 errors as well.
Strike 1 to Boyd. Yeah, I got the error by Gannis at first, the error by Grant at short, the error by Parga at third, and just now the Stanford throw in the bullpen.
Yep.
and I mean, Sammy, on the ruling there for the extra bases on the error, we know how bad this umpire is, so.
Just an absolute monster lead from Neighbors at third. It's halfway to home.
I mean, yeah, Parga's not anywhere close to him. Why not? Also, lefty back toward him.
We'll see if we can get a rare stolen base of home attempted. As I don't know where that ball missed.
It was
2-1 the count.
That was just bad.
I don't know what Stanford has to do to this top of the lineup to get a strike.
Stanford's pitch count's near an 80 right
As
now.
he steps off.
Got him.
Steps off the stolen base attempt of home. Stanford fired up as he should be.
So is Heineck.
We'll see some people. We're seeing a couple guys from the Oaks fired up, but that's the third out of the inning. The score is now tied at 3,
With 2 errors with
and we'll come back for the top of the 5th. We'll try to talk it over and see what just happened there, and as soon as we know, we'll tell you all about it in the top of the 5th.
The Oaks number 34, Kevin Grant.
Back for the top of the fifth, Gavin Grant steps in. He's 1 for 2. His first at bat started the day off well for the Oaks. A 2-run home run. Absolutely just a laser over the left field wall. First pitch in there for strike 1.
Yeah, that ball was crushed by Grant in his first at bat, and he knew it too. I can't wait to see a replay of that one.
Ball in the dirt.
Just letting you guys know, for a couple minutes it'll be just me and Sammy. As Austin's actually going to go find out what happened to end that inning. He's going to find out exactly what was said. As you guys saw with the stolen base attempt at the plate, there was a bit of talking from Colin Heineck and Mike Stanford to the Barons dugout, and it sounds like the Barons were talking too, so Austin's going to find out exactly what happened for you guys.
You said that Austin will relay what exactly was said. I don't think that will be
It's a good point.
allowed.
Yeah, maybe not the exact words that were used.
We'll paraphrase. Grant laces another ball down the line. It gets past the third baseman into the corner in left field, and Grant into second base easily with a leadoff double. 2 extra base hits for Gavin Grant.
This is just so great to see for Gavin because we know how he's been struggling at the plate. His numbers say that he's been struggling at the plate, but he's been hitting so many baseballs hard. And 0 extra base hits coming in today. He's now got a home run and a double. And it looks like Austin's back with us. You got any information for us, Austin?
Yeah, sorry, I would have been back sooner, but I was actually getting some compliments on our stream, so.
Oh,
But
can't be about today's.
got an update from the rink dog.
Foul ball hit up in the air. I thought it was going to get fouled, but it actually drops in. So Austin Carrillo with another base hit, his second of the ball game, and it'll be runners on the corners with nobody out.
Yeah, so the rink dog let me know that it was originated by the Barons chirping the whole entire inning. And then Mike said something to not try and run with maybe some other verbiage in there. And then Colin was just talking to get the umpire off of Mike's back. So Colin was willing to eat the discipline, if any, rather than his pitcher doing so. So it was just Colin being a good teammate, but it was the Barons who were chirping the whole inning.
Interesting. Love that for a catcher, backing up your pitcher like that.
Carrillo off on the pitch. A pump fake from Jalen Parks. Strike 1. And now 2 runners in scoring position for a man near the top of the team lead in RBIs in Zach Dode.
Great jump there from Carrillo. He was gone before Adolphus even let go of that pitch.
Ball fouled back 0-2.
Yeah, he literally just missed that baseball right there. That was a hanger for Dode and just missed that and fouled that one back.
If he gets that again, they'll do some damage with it. It's him and AJ Salgado are the only 2 Oaks players with double-digit RBIs in CCL play.
Another breaking ball fouled back into the U-winged netting.
There's just a new adjective, I guess, that I came up with there. It was a perfect description, though, right?
I thought I was totally baffled. I just thought you just meant Patrick Ewing. I just had no idea what that could be in reference to, as Dode takes a pitch high and away for ball 1.
It's kind of just one of those on-the-fly things that I came up with. Like Jackson White, our great PA announcer, tore his ACL during the Cowboy football season this year, which I was on the call for. And the way I described it was he had a pick set on him by one of the, I think it was the umpire actually, who was in the backfield. And Jackson's like, when people ask me what happened, you literally described it perfectly after I watched the broadcast. It's just one of those things that I just thought made sense. So now that we've explained it, I think it's understood now.
100%, yeah.
But I can understand why you guys were confused in the first place.
Well, with no context,
Dode fouls another pitch back.
I just figured as fellow broadcasters, you guys your brains operate the same way as me.
No.
And, I'm the New York fan, and you guys went the New York route on what I was talking about.
Yeah, because that's the only person named Ewing maybe in history. I don't know.
His son.
The only important person named Ewing in history then?
I don't even know if he has a son.
Yeah.
Line drive past the diving third baseman. 1 run scores easily. Dode takes a big turn around first. And the Oaks right back on top after wasting no time to get back into the lead.
Yeah, something like that moment last inning with the chirping from the Barons dugout could really ignite a team like the Oaks. You see the other team chirping like that. Stanford stays composed, steps off, and get neighbors at the plate trying to steal home. And right after that, you see his catcher, Colin Heineck, back him up. So something like that can just really ignite a dugout. And that run was probably the loudest we've heard the Oaks today just because of what it means for them.
Yeah, they're a very close group, so. And that's even with new guys coming in and some guys leaving.
Sorry about that. We've had a little bit of technical difficulties just trying to reconnect to another Wi-Fi network. A pitching change, it looks like, for the Barons. I do not see who's coming in yet, but we'll be back as soon as we find out who that is. We're back after the pitching change. It's going to be number 16, Rene Galvan, in for the Barons as Josiah Chavez steps into the plate. Josh, you got anything on Galvan?
Galvan has given up 1 run in 7 2/3 and hasn't given up a run in each of his last 3 outings. So he's been very efficient. Doesn't strike out a lot of guys either. A lot of guys will just put the ball in play on him, but apparently he misses a lot of barrels and gets weak contact because his last 6 innings have been scoreless.
Ball in the dirt. Dode will advance. So once again, second and third, nobody out for the Oaks.
This is where they need to come up with at least 1 more run. We've talked about their struggles with runners in scoring position. Second and third, nobody out. Just got to manufacture a run any way possible. A sacrifice fly, sacrifice bunt on a squeeze. Just get the ball to the outfield in this situation if you're Chavez.
We'll see if Chavez can put a good swing on the ball.
Yeah, and
Infield coming in.
as of
Sorry
right
about that.
now, no worries. Adolphus, 4+ innings, didn't get an out here in the 5th. 5 strikeouts, 3 walks on 8 hits, and 4 runs so far. He's responsible for Carrillo on 3rd and Dode at 2nd.
Ball away. 2-0 now the count. Now this is a perfect count for Chavez just to sit on one pitch in one location. A fastball, maybe middle in, as that ball's pulled too far in. 3-0 now the count to Chavez with Jose Parga waiting on deck. The 3-0 to Chavez. Green light on 3-0, and he fouls one back, 3-1.
Interesting there, especially in only a 1-run ball game to see Chavez have the green light on 3-0.
Especially it being the first batter for a new pitcher.
It's also not the miss you want. If you're swinging 3-0, you're hitting a home run foul. You got to pull it.
Breaking ball. Chavez thought it was low.
Where's that call
Probably
for
thought
Stanford?
that's what I'm asking. So Chavez will have to go and get his bat after it tosses it away. Asks the umpire where exactly that pitch was, and he's back in there. 3-2. So usually you would think that the strike zone opens up a bit more when a batter tosses his bat, expecting ball 4 to be called. Galvan steps off. Time is called. Resets. And Parks will go down there for a quick word.
Yeah, you know, some would describe things as bad. Then there's the State of the Oakland Athletics Organization, the Cincinnati Reds in the first half of the season, and then there's this umpire.
That's pretty harsh, Austin.
It's pretty true. Ball in the dirt. Chavez
away.
waits and waits and waits, and finally the umpire says, that ball's in the dirt. Go ahead, take your base. But you never know with this guy.
I would have done the same thing if I was Chavez.
Just giving him time to make the call.
Williams number
And the
43,
base is now juiced
Josiah Parga.
for Jose Parga.
A big spot here for Parga in his first game with the Oaks. Already off to a good start today. Singled in the first and then was hit by a pitch, came around the score last inning. So a big spot here for him in his summer debut.
Phantomly hit by a pitch his last plate appearance,
Yeah, we should say he was given first base.
as he didn't even think that he was hit, and he eventually came around to score on the Jack Brooks triple.
Love to see him get his first Oaks ribby here.
Breaking ball breaks too much off the plate. 1-1.
It's also something that'll help with a team bonding for Parga. You know, coming through with a big hit in your first game is definitely something that'll help you get close to the team.
1-1 to Parga. Ball gets the outside part of the plate. 1-2.
Yeah, I will say, hate to do this to Jose, but he was referred to as "Hey new guy" on the bus today.
Poor
Didn't want to
Jose.
even ask him his
I
name.
thought they were.
Hey
I
new guy.
thought they were talking about Cam. Little chopper up around to the first baseman. He comes home with it, and he'll be in there. Gets. I say in there. The ball. I meant the ball was in time, as Austin Carrillo will be called out at the plate.
Really great play there by Mark Anthony Hernandez at first. On the run,
Number 22,
didn't have a chance to
Calvin
turn
Hernandez.
two there. Just one play at the plate and made a perfect throw to nab Carrillo, who's speedy coming down the line.
Yeah, a couple things there. One, I'm surprised how delayed that call was because Carrillo was out by a mile. And two, I don't know why Carrillo was out by a mile.
Yeah, it was
I
not
was
as
watching
close
the
as I was
baseball, so I
expecting.
didn't see
I agree.
Carrillo's break.
I was thinking the same thing, and I agree with both things you just said.
Ball in the dirt, and Dode will come in easily. So another run for the Oaks. They're second of the inning, 5th overall. as the lead now moves to 2 with Colin Heineck up at the dish. 0-2 with 2 strikeouts, and if there's anyone who is glad that Evan Adolphus is out of the ballgame, it is Colin Heineck, as he only saw 6 pitches from Adolphus today. All of them strikes, all of them breaking balls. And he lines one into left field, so Heineck with a 2-run single the instant that Evan Adolphus is out of the ballgame, and it's a 4-run inning for the Oaks.
They tried to go with the breaking ball again on Heineck. This time he jumped on it and laced that ball in the left field for 2 RBIs and a knock
Number
as well.
24, Charles Macedo.
That'll bring up Charles Messino, who is 0 for 2 today.
The Oaks put up a crooked number 4 this inning.
Messino with a high chopper to the third baseman. He has to wait and makes a perfect throw to get Messino on first. That's a tough play for the third baseman Tavares, but made it look relatively easy.
Baltimore chop there from Charles Messino, which is
33, Jack Brooks.
a hit a lot of the time, but great play there from Tavares, staying calm, knowing the runner, and actually I think Messino was shaken up a bit on that play. He's hobbling, limping back to the dugout.
You hate to see that, and Jack Brooks steps in there. First pitch ball. Last time Brooks was up, he laced the ball down the right field line for an RBI triple.
Yeah, and the right fielder shifted to that line after that last at-bat.
Which now opens up the right center gap. And it's where Brooks was spraying a lot of his baseballs during batting practice. Loves to find that gap in right center and in left center.
I think what we've seen more during the games is Brooks really paints that line as he hits a blooper into center field. Heineck being sent home.
Safe.
Gets around the tag. Colin Heineck showing off the wheels and gets Jack Brooks his second RBI of the ball game.
It's a nice slide
Fifth
right
run
there.
of the inning for the Oaks.
It's an excellent slide there from Colin.
8-3.
We've seen the hose from Boyd. I was ready for him to throw Colin out at the plate. It was a spectacular throw. Great slide there from Heineck.
I wouldn't say spectacular. It was a little bit up the line. If it was right at home plate, I think Heineck would have been hosed.
Yeah,
I agree.
It was like 3 feet up the line, but on a line from center field.
Yeah, Park's just missing the tag on that one too.
Tyler Gannis now up. 0 for 2 today. Takes a first pitch breaking ball outside for ball 1.
The 9th hitter for the Oaks this inning, so they've hit around.
The inning was started off by the man on deck, Gavin Grant, who got his second extra base hit of the ball game, a double. I think that ball was hit foul and it went through the netting into the seats.
I've experienced that before.
Hopefully it didn't hit anybody.
I hope everyone is safe down there.
Cam, you good?
Cam's on the other side of the stands today.
So
Scary situation. A big swing and a miss from Gannis, and he's down 1-2.
Coach Joe, I just watched, he called down to the bullpen for Durfee to come down. So I think Messino is going to be done in this ball game. We're going to see Gannis go out into the outfield, whether that's left or right, and then they're going to bring Durfee in at first from the look of things.
In between innings, we'll try to find out just what happened to Chucky Messino as Gannis goes down swinging. So his frustrating day at the plate continues as he goes down into an 0-3 hole. But the Oaks bat around in the 5th and put up 5 in the 5th to take a 5-run lead. 8-3 Oaks after 4.5 innings, and we'll be back for the bottom of the 5th shortly.
You gonna give the final line?
Back for the bottom of the fifth, Charlie Adamson, the new pitcher for the Oaks, as Mike Stanford's day is done. Adamson's first pitch swung on and missed by Julian Boyd, the center fielder. Austin, what's the final line on our friend Mike Stanford?
Yeah, so it's 4 strong innings for big Mike Stanford today. Only 1 strikeout, 3 walks, 2 of which came in the first inning very early on. Only 4 hits, and only 1 earned run across the 3 total runs because there was 4 errors committed.
Anything else?
79 pitches.
79 pitches.
Yeah, I don't track the pitch count. That's Josh's job.
79 through 4.
That's what our Joshy does. Adamson's 1-1. Inside. Ball 2.
I don't know about that one.
You can never, it's almost like a roulette wheel spinning. Up the street there is a casino. 2-1 the count. You never know with this umpire. We do know that that's a strike off the foul ball by Boyd. Over there, back there with the campers. We don't know how many are out there today. The 2-2 from Adamson. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Nice breaking ball there, and Adamson's first out of the ball game. It comes via the strikeout. Ball goes around the horn, and Mark Anthony Hernandez steps up to the plate.
Hernandez turned in a really nice play defensively last inning, now being Carrillo out at the plate. Play didn't end up mattering too much as the Oaks still got 5.
Ho! Ha! Strike 1.
Just below my ears there.
Yep.
Sammy became an umpire for a second. Taking Austin's job.
Another strike in there for Adamson.
Austin, I feel like you haven't umpired a game in a long time.
No, I don't do too much during the summer. I've still yet to get paid for my games I did a couple of weeks ago, so I'm gonna have to follow up on that.
Gotta get
I
on
know a lawyer, a good employment lawyer. I'll get you his number.
Thanks.
Shout out Gregory. That's his name actually, Greg Morrow.
Strike 3.
Sit down, and Adamson retires the first 2 guys he faces via the punch out. And that'll bring up Max Diaz.
Max Diaz.
Diaz, last time he was up, hit that ball that just couldn't stop carrying and got over the right field wall for a home run to tie the game at 2. That was back in the 3rd. Woo. Nasty pitch from Charlie Adamson, and Diaz looks foolish up there,
Chopping the sword.
especially after what his last swing produced. 0-1 the count. Another swing and a miss from Diaz, and Adamson just looks very strong up there right now. Struck out the first batter on 5 pitches, the next batter on 3, and he's got Diaz in a quick 0-2 hole. Adamson's 0-2 pitch,
Yep.
Oh my
painted on the outside corner, but doesn't get the call. 1-2 now the count. No big deal.
Perfect sequencing.
Just come right back again with that same pitch, or throw another slider in the dirt.
Yeah, I would go with another breaker here.
The 1-2 from Adamson. Breaking ball again, but Diaz spits on that ball. 2-2 the count.
He's got Diaz guessing up there.
We'll see what Diaz can do with that extra life we feel that he was given after that 0-2 pitch wasn't called a strike. Adamson's 2-2. Swung on and missed. Ball in the dirt. Diaz will not choose to run. Asking the home plate umpire if he tipped it. You do not, young man. And the side is retired. Charlie Adamson strikes out the side in order. And at the end of 5, the Oaks in control of the ball game with a 5-run lead, 8-3. When we come back, Galvan will still be on the mound for the Barons. Top of the 6th, Gavin Grant in the box for the Oaks. First pitch gets past the catcher, Parks, and I think it went into the camera well up top. 1-0 to Grant. In there, strike one. 1-1 now the count.
Gavin's having a great day today with the home run and the double.
Ball 2 is high. Grant came in today without an extra base hit, and now he's got 2. Home run and a double. Both balls absolutely crushed. And he takes a big swing at that ball. 2-2 now the count.
Yeah, as far as exit velocity goes, Sammy, his double, even though it was hit on a ground down the line, was probably the same speed as the home run.
I don't know which ball was hit harder as Austin
Seriously?
fumbles his water bottle in there as Grant gets rung up on a pitch he thought was inside. Maybe he thought it was low as well, but you never know with this guy at the plate.
I thought it was in as well. It's not a with his zone. I thought it was in. Let's just say that because for the most part, that pitch has been called a ball all day. And that's again, I don't know if you noticed, Sammy. It was such a late call. It's like he waited to see Grant's reaction before he called the strike 3.
He waited to see if he would get mad at the call.
Like I watched him, didn't make a call, look at Gavin Grant, and then rung him up.
That one was on me. I'll take the blame on that strike. God, I started the umpire with my hydro flask. Caused him to call strike 3.
Carrillo up, fouls one back into the river. He is 2 for 2 on the day with a walk.
Got a stolen base as well.
A couple of, I think he scored a run too as well. Last time he was up.
He actually got thrown out at the plate.
Oh no, that's right. Oh no, sorry about that, Austin.
It's okay.
Ruining your ruining your stat line. Not you, Gregory. The everyday center fielder for the Oaks. The 0-1 count. He takes high, ball 1.
Let me ask you guys this. Do you find it weird, like, talking to somebody that has the same name as you?
No.
I don't either.
Like, do you refer to them by their name, though?
It's usually Tocayo for me.
It depends.
Because Carrillo and I refer to each other.
Last name?
Well, he calls me Gregory.
He calls you Gregory,
I
I
call him Rillo.
Yeah.
Rillo.
I mean, like, the only people, like, that Josh I know, like, if I play baseball with them, I call them by their last name. But if I know them off the field, then I'll call them by their first name. Like, I'll call them Josh. But the only
Fair
Josh
point.
I know, I was, like, I coached with, so, or he coached me, so.
Josh Hamilton?
Rangers legend, Josh Hamilton. Carrillo drives
Did you?
one into right field. That one's got a chance. That ball is gone. Another home run for the Oaks, and Austin Carrillo continues his impressive day at the plate. 3 for 3 a couple of singles, a walk, and a home run, and the Oaks lead is now 9-3.
It's funny, that home run shows you how much the Barons dugout made the Oaks mad by yelling at them, because on the single last thing, the RBI single by Dode, they got more hyped than they did just now on that Carrillo home run, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah, I saw a little joking and jawing there at home plate when Carrillo touched home with him and his Calhoun teammate Jalen Parks. His career just gave him a big old smile.
That's got to feel good, coming home to score right in front of your teammate.
Dode shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a first pitch ball. These balls today are absolutely flying here.
Yeah, they really are.
Do you take back your comments about me and BP now?
I did earlier.
But see it just how
He
hard
already
it is.
apologized.
I did earlier.
But I think also the exchange
You're not going to get me to apologize twice if that's what you're asking.
The guys at Cali love to make fun of Carrillo because a lot of the times his home runs are skimmers.
That ball was crushed,
Yeah.
as that ball is too, and it'll get in the gap, and that'll be extra bases for Dode. Boyd gets to adjust before it gets to the wall, and Dode is in there with a stand-up double. Back-to-back extra base hits for the Oaks, and they are feeling great today at the plate as Josiah Chavez will step in.
They sure are.
Talk about a turn of the tide for Galvan on the mound, too. As Josh said before, he's been,
Number 14,
if
Josiah
not the
Chavez.
best, one of the best arms out of the bullpen for the Barons so far this season. And since he's come in, all the Oaks have done is absolutely tattoo the baseball against him.
It looks like it could be another pitching change for the Barons. And we'll see if Galvan is given the hook. He's getting a talking to at the mound.
He's getting talking to by Dodger great, former Dodger Kenny Landreau. He's the head coach of the Academy Barons, so I'm sure most of you people listening know the great Kenny Landreau. He's the manager for the Barons, and he has been for some time.
I don't see anybody in the bullpen right now for the Barons, so it could just be a pep talk from Coach Landreau to Galvan as the umpire comes in to break up all the fun they're having at the mound.
As Austin mentioned for Galvan, since he's come in, the Oaks lineup's done an excellent job on him, and he's already given up 5 runs, although not all 5 were charged him because he did inherit a couple base runners from Adolphus, but he's allowed 5 runs to come in to score since he entered on the mound.
So the long mound visit is over, and we're back to playing baseball. Josiah Chavez in at the plate. First pitch to Chavez, swung on and missed. Strike one. You've just seen the Oaks offense today look so comfortable today at the plate. 9 runs on 12 hits. And we said earlier that the key to the game was to drive runners in when they're on, and they're doing that today. Chavez takes the ball on the outside part of the plate. Check that. It was called the strike. Oh, what do I know?
And that home run from Carrillo, if you go back in the last 5 games, he's reached base 18 times in the last 5 games now.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Almost an average of 4 a game.
Chavez a little bit out in front of that pitch. Fouls it away. Yeah, Carrillo has just been seeing the ball tremendously. A lot of hits, a lot of walks he's been getting the past few games. Just always seems like he's on for the Oaks.
And today he's showcasing that. 3 hits and a walk.
So another clean day at the plate for Carrillo. Another 0-2 to Chavez.
And I believe for Carrillo, that gives him 4 times on base, 3 out of the last 4 games, if I'm not mistaken.
Whew. Sheesh.
I'll double check that right now.
That backdoor breaking
Yep.
ball last pitch couldn't get back on the corner, so it's 1-2.
3 of the last 4 games for Carrillo, he's reached 4 times.
Another backdoor breaking ball.
Nope.
The appeal down to third. No swing. 2-2 the count to Josiah Chavez.
Yeah, that one looked like it did get back door, but I believe it just stayed a bit too down, which is why he was ruled a ball.
As someone tells Galvan to step off. And Parks will go talk to him.
I believe Zach Dode might have gotten the signs, and that might be what this conversation is about. We noticed someone yell at Galvan to step off, and immediately the catcher, Parks, goes out to have a conversation with him, so they're probably changing up the signs out there.
And on that, 3 times in 4 games, reaching base 4 times, Josh.
Yeah.
It's actually 4 times in 5
Chavez
games.
hits a number off of his hands. A tough play can't be made by the shortstop, Marlboro. And Chavez has a bloop single.
Going back to what Austin just said, four times in 5 games he's been on twice?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the one time he didn't get on 4 times, he only got on twice. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
For the Oaks, number 43, Jose Parker.
So with that hit there from Chavez, that makes Charles Messino the only Oaks player to not record a hit today. And Tyler Gannis, surprisingly.
And then that on 2 times.
Broken bat from Parga. It's a slow roller to the second baseman. It'll drive in a run as Kamau Neighbors makes the play.
Welcome to
Second out of the inning, but another run scores, and that's a 10 spot put up by the Oaks.
10 spot on 13 hits through 5 2/3. I think you'll take that.
Yeah, and more on Carrillo. The game where he only got on base 2 times, that was against the Blues on Wednesday. 3 RBIs in that game, so
yeah.
He's turned things back around.
Colin Heineck now up at the dish. He had a 2-run single his last time up. First pitch to Heineck. Low, ball 1.
Another breaking ball to Colin, who's seen 9 pitches today, 9 breaking balls.
The big Georgia boy, just by looking at him, you wouldn't want to really give him a fastball, Josh.
That's a good point. There is one.
There's one, and it's high.
Little delay a game on the scoreboard here.
That's fine.
Still haven't given us our 4th error either, but we won't talk about that.
That's fine.
We don't want 4 errors up there.
Heineck fouls one back, out of play. 2-1 the count. As Brendan Durfee is on deck, he entered the game for Messino earlier. Messino left the game due to an injury. We don't quite know what that injury is yet. If we find out today, we will let you know. Fastball in there for strike 2. 2-2 now the count to Colin Heineck. The 2-2 to Heineck. Lined foul. Again, gives that bullpen a bit of a scare. Make sure they're awake down there. Warming up for the Barons is number 24, Donovan Jackson. We did see him last time. The Oaks came down here to Compton to face the Barons.
Either one of you happen to notice that Josiah Chavez isn't standing on second base right now?
No.
Because
No, it looks like
Scott.
It's
it looks like
Radinsky.
Scott Radinsky.
I just noticed that.
When did that happen?
I have no clue. I just noticed it right now when Colin hit that ball foul as Radinsky broke for 3rd.
Another ball fouled away by Heineck. Count remains at 2-2.
I think we crashed again.
Mhm. Heineck fouls another one back, and he stays alive. 2-2. The 2-2 to Heineck. Breaking ball stays just a bit low, and the count runs full.
Did it miss all 5 runs?
It ended out. We
Where-
saw the top of the 5th.
Stream crashed again. That's why we're recording. We'll get this. We'll try to get live again. Well, for you guys listening right now, it's not going to matter because you're listening on the recording. As Heineck fouls one back again off his hat, turning in a pretty good at bat here.
Yeah, continuing to foul off pitches. We're trying to work on the stream, so I feel like it's been Colin Heineck up there for a very long time. Just keeps fouling off pitches.
The 3-2 to Heineck. Drilled foul into the Barons bullpen.
It's about to be the 10th pitch of the at-bat to Colin.
It's very nice of you, Sammy.
Yeah, just trying to get this stream backing up. The 3-2 to Heineck. Popped into right field. That ball won't carry like some balls have been today. Got a little too high. And that'll end the top of the 6th for the Oaks. That'll retire the side for the Oaks. 10-3, the score after 5.5, and we'll be right back. Bottom 6 as Charlie Adamson is back out there for his second inning of work. Struck out the side in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch just high. Adamson looked absolutely filthy last inning.
Yeah, it had been over a week since Adamson had the last pitch, and a great job to start today's outing.
1-1 the count as Adamson hits the outside corner.
For those of you joining us again on the live stream for the 3rd time tonight, we apologize. Not really much of anything we can do about it. Sword.
Swung on and missed. Again, for those of you just joining us today, we have had a bit of a lot of bit of technical difficulties today. 10-3 the score for the Oaks. As the ball gets hit lazily to Jack Brooks. He's under it, makes the play, out number 1. For the Oaks today, they started off the first inning hot as Gavin Grant hit a 2-run home run to give the Oaks a quick 2-0 lead. A couple of runs were scored by the Barons in a little bit after that, an unearned run on Mike Stanford and a home run by the left fielder for the Barons, Max Diaz, to tie the game at 2. After that, the Oaks scored 1 in the 4th, and the Barons came back and scored another 1 in the 5th, and the Oaks scored 5 runs in the top of the 5th to swell the lead to 8-3, and then another 2 runs in the top of the 6th, led by an Austin Carrillo home run. Ball hit lazily. Adamson jumps and makes a play. Throws it a bit wildly, but Durfee hangs on to the bag for out number 2.
It was. I was just about to start the pitchers are athletes hashtag again, but nice.
It was an athletic. It was an athletic
but
play.
The throw needs some work.
That's fine. It was an athletic play, though.
He's just lucky that it was Durfee who was playing first base.
Number 20, Spencer Williams, into the plate. First pitch in there, strike 1. Adamson has retired all 5 batters he's faced. Jalen Parks on deck for the Barons. The 0-1 in there again, strike 2. Same pitch, same spot, same result. 0-2 count for Adamson.
Yeah, Williams really tried to sell both of those pitches on the inside part of the play, but both very clearly strikes, and now he's behind the count 0-2 on what he probably thinks should be 2-0.
Swung on and missed, strike 3, and Charlie Adamson absolutely filthy today. 6 outs recorded, 6 punch outs as Mike Stanford greets him before he can get off the dirt. At the end of 6, 10-3. Oaks, as Donovan Jackson comes in for the Barons. We'll be right back for the top of the 7th. Back for the top of the 7th as Brendan Durfee steps in for his first at-bat of the ballgame.
I actually just ran into Charles Messino and asked him about what's bugging him, about why he had to be removed from today's ball game, and he told me he's been dealing with some shin splints lately.
Ooh.
And after he stepped on first base, he felt a sharp pain in one of his shins, so that was where the decision came from to remove him from the ball game.
The injury bug continues to bite the Oaks.
Yeah, I guess Messino said he's been dealing with it since he got to Pepperdine.
1-1 to Brendan Durfee.
And for Donovan Jackson, his last 2 outings have each come against the Oaks. It's been about a combined almost 3 innings in which he's given up 1 run, so it's been pretty solid. The Oaks haven't put up too much hard contact on him. He'll look to continue his success against them.
1-2 now to Durfee. Jackson, the lengthy lefty, comes down off this steep mound. Pretty tough angle, especially on lefties. The 1-2 to Durfee. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. So 1 batter, 1 strikeout for Durfee, as some interesting sound effects were played just now.
For the Oaks,
And that'll bring up
Jack Brooks.
the young Jack Brooks. He is 2 for 3 today. A triple and a single. A triple single. Charles Barkley likes to say that for Lonzo Ball's stat line.
And
The appeal down to first, and he went 0-1 the count.
2 RBIs too today for Brooks.
2 RBIs
Three
for Brooksy.
RBIs, actually.
3 RBIs for
1 on the
Brooksy.
triple and 2 on the single.
I thought that was a 1-run single.
Nah, it scored 2. It scored Parga and Heineck.
Soft hit ball to the third baseman. And Brooks is retired for the 2nd out of the inning. And that'll bring up Tyler Gannis, the only member of the
For
Oaks
the Oaks, number 11,
still from the
Tyler
starting
Gannis.
lineup without a hit today, which is rare from Gannis, but he has gotten on and scored. So 0 for 3, not his best day, certainly not up to Tyler Gannis's very high standards that he expects himself to meet.
Yeah, although if you ask him after the game, he'll happily take the 0 for date at the plate with the W.
7-run ball game right now, so the Oaks are in line for a win.
Yeah.
Jackson's first pitch to Gannis in there, strike 1.
And Tyler's the guy, he'll tell you firsthand, he'd rather go 0 for 4 and pick up a W than go 4 for 4 in a team loss.
The third baseman, Tavares, does have the scouting report on Gannis as he's playing well in on the grass.
Yeah, this is definitely a time where we see Gannis do it a lot too. An 0 for day at the plate, wanting to pick up a free hit, knowing how good of a bunter he is. Tavares knows that too.
Looks like he's going to have to swing away at this one as Tavares is playing very in. 2-1 now the count. Tavares is at the depth that you used to see third baseman play in old National League Baseball before the DH, the universal DH rule, when a pitcher was up in a sacrifice situation. As Gannis takes a big hack and he's down 2-2, frustrated with himself, doesn't know what's happening today. As Tavares goes back to a normal depth at third base. 2-2 to count to Tyler Gannis. He'll step back into the box. Get comfortable at the plate. Jackson gets a sign he likes. Kicks and deals. And a called strike 3 on the inside corner. Just a nasty pitch. Nothing Gannis could do there with that pitch, and it's called strike 3. So at the end of 6.5 innings, the Oaks lead remains at 7, 10-3, and we'll be right back for the bottom of the 7th while we stay up here and stretch. Bottom 7 here in today's contest. First pitch strike in there. Charlie Adamson back out there, and why shouldn't he be? He's been absolutely filthy today. As Jalen Parks steps into the plate, 1-1 the count. A little bit of a longer break in between innings there as we were trying to get to the bottom of the stat lines today.
Figure out where RBIs belong to.
Breaking ball in there, strike 2, and Adamson absolutely feeling it today. 1-2 the count to Jalen Parks. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and that's the 5th strikeout of the day for Charlie Adamson.
And I believe we double checked this.
7 up, 7 down for Adamson.
But, yep, for Charlie, that is his season high. His previous season high was 4 strikeouts, so that 5th one gives him a new season high, 5.
Neighbors up in the dish now. Fouls one back. 0-1 the count.
Neighbors has just been a pest in the side so far for the Oaks. Walked, and he reached on an error, then he reached on a fielder's choice. Hasn't been able to come around the score, but he's just a pest when he's out there on the base path.
I believe that ball was called a strike for strike 2. 0-2 now the count. Ball hit up the middle. Play made by Grant, and he throws across the diamond to make the play. We saw Charlie Adamson try to do a little hockey goalie kick save there.
Yeah, that
Got past him, but Grant was there. Makes a very impressive play to get the speedy Neighbors.
Yeah, I definitely thought that one was getting through, but a nice play by Grant. Not sure about the decision there from Adamson to try and kick that baseball, as that probably would have ended up resulting in an infield single, but pitchers are athletes.
He tried to Zach McAllister.
Tried to kick it up to his hand and throw
Zach
it over to the dirt.
McAllister.
There's only one guy on this team who could do that.
And who's that?
Nick Rinkover. I watch him do it in BP all the time.
First pitch breaking ball. Looked like it was in there, but just a bit inside. 1-0 down the count.
Yeah, not sure where that one missed.
Big swing and a big miss from Saldana. 1-1 the count. One and one the count to Saldana. Another ball hit up the middle. Brooks shaded over towards the middle, makes a big throw. And Saldana beats it out. Brooks was played almost perfectly as he was shaded towards the middle. Saldana, a very good runner. Got down, and that's the first guy to reach on Charlie Adamson.
Brooksy just shaded towards the middle there. We see him in good positioning, but that ball just a little bit towards his backhand side, so we see him have to kind of throw it all the way over the top across his body, falling away from first base. So a tough play, but also took a good hustle down the line from Saldana to make it an infield single.
So that'll bring up Julian Boyd, who struck out in his first at-bat versus Adamson. And he fouls one down the left field line, gets into the, no, almost gets into the Barons bullpen.
Zach Doda in left field is shading quite a bit towards left center, so another blooper like that down the line from Boyd, if he's able to keep it foul, would be extra bases.
The 0-1 to Boyd. Saldana's on the move. The throw from Heineck, not in time as Saldana stands up on the steal.
I mean, he was in there easily. That high leg kick from Adamson allows Saldana to get a great jump, and Durfee just has no chance.
Heineck.
And Heineck just has no chance. Yeah, it's a great throw from Heineck too. It's perfect, but
Nothing he can do there.
yeah, no,
Adamson's big leg kick, but there's 2 outs in the inning. It's a 7-run ball game. No need to
exactly.
beat yourself up over it.
Yeah, surprised that they're actually stealing down 7. I guess with this leg kick, it's a free stolen.
With that big leg kick,
It's
it's
a
just
free stolen
you
base.
just take the base there. Yeah.
Yeah. As Wes Delatorre gets loose down in the bullpen, and he could be the final pitcher for the Oaks.
2-2 the count. Boyd steps back in the box. The 2-2 from Adamson. As he walks off the mound a little bit, and it was a good pitch there. Has been called the strike at times today, but at times it's also been called a ball. 3-2 now the count. The payoff pitch from Adamson. Ball hit down the left field line. It'll go foul. And we'll do it again. The organist hard at work here at the MLB Youth Academy. The payoff pitch to Boyd. Hit lazily over there to the second baseman, Jack Brooks, and he'll squeeze onto it. And if that's the day for Charlie Adamson, what a day it was. 3 innings.
Beautiful pitch.
3 innings, only 1 base runner allowed. The Oaks hang on to a 10-3 lead, and we'll be back for the top of the 8th. Top of the 8th as Gavin Grant steps in for his 5th at-bat of the ball game. A double and a home run for Grant. 2 RBIs.
Grant's quite literally been boom or bust today. 2 extra base hits and 2 strikeouts.
As he fouls one out of play, 1-1.
Actually, it looks like Austin Correa's day is done. Zach Crandall's in the on-deck circle.
The 1-1 to Grant, and Donovan Jackson will step off, reset. Get a new set of signs in there.
Interesting to see how things will realign with Crandall pinch hitting here.
I think they're going to get you out of the booth and play center field, Austin.
Throw me out there, I'll do it. Can't even think of who else has played center besides Carrillo this year.
Gannis started at center earlier.
3-1 now the count to Grant.
I might just go ahead and go straight with like take out Crandall and just put in Glowacki or just
Yeah,
a
it's probably
defensive placement.
Glowacki or Carliner or even maybe Whittle.
Yeah, possibly Radinsky too.
Ball 4 to Gavin Grant.
It can't be Radinsky because then they lose.
Oh, he already I forgot that he pinch hit or
Pinch
pinch
ran.
ran.
As he'll step into the on-deck circle. Zach Crandall now at the dish.
Coming to the
He's in
plate
the
with the Oaks number 9, Zach Crandall.
No, Zach Doday's on deck. Yeah, you're right, Austin. First pitch strike to Crandall.
Crandall was putting some good wood on the baseball during BP today.
A good sign.
He's hit a couple out during BP at different fields this year too.
Takes a big swing, just a tad late on it. And that ball get out of play. Just over the Oaks bullpen.
I also noticed Crandall switching to the high socks today as opposed to usual long pants, shaking things up. Maybe that'll help him break out of it a little.
Jackson's 0-2 is instead a throw over to first to check on the runner in Grant.
I was always a high sock guy myself.
Yeah, as was I.
Mine was just because I couldn't find pants that were long enough and also skinny enough, so.
You wanted to wear the Walker Buehler tight pants? As Crandall swings and misses at a ball in the dirt. That'll be the first out of the inning, and it'll bring up Zach Doday.
Doday's had a great day at the plate today. 3 hits, couple of runs
For the
scored.
Oaks number 25, Zach Today.
His lone out was in a situation like this, runner on first, and he grounded to a double play.
First pitch to Doday.
Seriously? Such a late call, and also about 4 inches off.
What are you going to do? Grant on the move on the pitch, and he's in there.
The 5th stolen base of the summer for Gavin Grant.
1-1 now the count to Zach Doday. As time is called by the catcher, Jalen Parks.
Used to get on the same page as Jackson with the runner on second. You know, multiple signs being given here from the catcher. So there's always a bit of confusion. They just want to make sure they're all on the same page.
Umpire gets about halfway to break up the meeting before it's broken up. The 1-1 to Zach Doday. Ball is low. 2-1 now the count.
We saw the shortstop Marlboro there break towards second, expecting Jackson to pick off, but he went to the plate. So the whole left side was vacated there. Had Doday put the ball in play and just rolled it over to shortstop, it would have gotten through.
The 2-1. Low again, ball 3. Scott Radinsky on deck. He pinch ran for Josiah Chavez, so it'll be his first at bat of the ballgame. The 3-1 to Dode. Looked low. Dode almost throws the bat in the dugout, but it's called for strike 2, and the count runs full.
Yeah, that did look like a strike to me, but once again, it was a very late call from the home plate umpire.
Needs to wake up a bit back there. The payoff pitch to Zach Dode. Lined into the gap again, and that'll get down for a base hit. Grant comes around third. He'll score easily, and that'll add to the Oaks' lead. A 4-hit day for Zach Dode. Accidentally rhyming.
That was great.
11 to 3. Now the score
Come to the plate for the Oaks, number
in
5,
favor of
Scott
the Oaks,
Radinsky.
as Scott Radinsky steps in for his first plate appearance of the day. Radinsky not a lot of at-bats this summer, as Jackson checks over at the runner at first.
Just 10 at-bats in CCL play for Scott.
Ball 1 outside. Scott Radinsky, son of the former big leaguer with the same name, Scott Radinsky.
And Oaks pitching coach.
Left-handed reliever. Played 11 seasons in the big leagues. As the young Scott takes a pitch for strike 1. 1-1 now the count. Jackson's 1-1 pitch. In there, strike 2. 1-2 the count to Radinsky. Jackson gets a sign he likes. Checks over at the runner at first. Delivers. It's in the dirt. Gets well away from the catcher, Parks, and Dode advances all the way to third on the wild pitch.
Some great base running right there.
Yeah, that's why you keep your head up on wild pitches in case the ball scoots away that much.
Ball trickled away all the way in front of the Barons dugout, right in front of Coach Landreau.
They're on a full-on meeting on the mound with the players. Guys.
Yeah, a bit of a pep talk going on.
It's an 8-run ball game.
Tough day for the Barons, as the Oaks lineup has just been putting it on them. 11 runs scored on 14 hits. In the pen for the Barons is number 17, Doug Allen. He's getting loose in a hurry. Back to the action. 2-2 count to Scott Radinsky. Swung on and missed. And that'll be the second out of the inning. Jackson just reared back and threw that one by
For the Oaks,
Radinsky.
number 43, Jose Barca.
And that'll bring up Parga. Parga 1 for 3 today, with a run scored and an RBI. As the first pitch of his at bat was a strike. Eight-run lead for the Oaks. As that ball's low, 1-1.
I wonder if this is Parga's bat or if he's borrowing somebody's, presuming he didn't probably bring a second bat for his first game of summer ball.
Good question to ask. 1-1. Big swing and a miss. 1-2.
That's a great question, actually. Find out after the game. Go and ask him.
Just ask him right now, maybe. Hey, who's that?
Jose. Let's ask Cam to ask him.
Yeah, Cam, figure it out. Say what?
Yeah. See? No idea.
The 1-2 to Parga. Fouled away.
Good win. So that good win refers to when the pitcher makes a really good strikeout pitch and the batter just spoils it, as not sure what's going on right now.
Looks like the catcher, Parks, is going out there to give a little bit more time for Doug Allen in the bullpen.
If you guys want to help me with this one, to me it looks like Wes De La Torre is waiting
is,
right now
yes.
to come in.
Yeah, it's
That's
Wes.
something,
It's
yeah.
Wes.
We can't see
It's
now.
like turned sideways, so I can't see a number.
Right now, I can't tell that it's
should be,
West,
it should
but I
be
know
Wes,
it is
as that
'cause I
was
saw him
the
throwing.
that was the game plan today.
Mm,
Stanford and West for sure.
believe.
Yeah,
As
it'll-
that ball's in the dirt inside. 2-2 now the count. Ball 3 outside, and the count runs full. Three and 2 to count to Jose Parga. His first game of the summer with the Oaks. Pretty good day. Got his first RBI, scored his first run, broke his first bat, got his first hit. As he breaks another bat inside, eats up the third baseman. And he's safe off the bag, so he reaches on an error. Another run scores for the Oaks, and that'll make it a 12-3 ball game.
Well, now we do need to ask that question, because if that wasn't his bat, he owes somebody some money.
So he's broken 2 bats in his first game with the Oaks.
As
Hashtag
Coach Landreau calls
firework.
time. And he could be getting Jackson. He makes the signal down to the bullpen, and it will be number 17, Doug Allen, coming into the ballgame for the Barons. They still have to get 4 outs defensively. And when we come back after Allen's done warming up, it'll be Colin Heineck up at the dish. We'll be back.
Colin Heineck.
New pitcher, Doug Allen, number 17 for the Barons. He's ready. We're ready. Colin Heineck is ready. 1 for 4 at the dish with a 2-run single. Parga at first. Allen takes a quick peek at him and delivers his first pitch of his outing. Swung on and driven into the left center field gap. That ball is carrying and it's gone. A 2-run home run for Colin Heineck. And the Oaks add on to this lead, 14-3. Another big swing. Ball is absolutely flying today. That's the 3rd home run of the day for the Oaks. Colin Heineck's 2nd of the day. 2nd of the season, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
For the Oaks, number
me
27,
personally,
Brendan
I feel all 4 home runs we've seen today were no doubters. You could make the argument that Diaz's for the Barons wasn't a no doubter, but I felt right off the bat on that one was getting out. I think Heineck just got the silent treatment for a second.
He did.
I think Diaz was the only no doubter. I agree.
Yeah, Diaz's ball just kept on carrying and carrying and carrying.
Yeah, with that one, second he made contact.
Yeah, I mean, for Diaz's, I kind of just expected it with what happened during BP to me today, just with how I saw the ball carry out there to the right.
See, that's that experience, Austin.
It's just that scouting part. Nice pick,
Ball
John.
in the dirt, and I think Parks got crossed up a little bit. 2-0 the count to Brendan Durfee.
Nice 4 RBI day for Big Georgia, too.
Oh, yeah. That ball is high, 3-0 now the count. Ball on the outside corner, called strike 1. 3-1 the count to Brendan Durfee. We'll see if Durfee can put a swing on a ball right here. And he won't. He'll take ball 4. And that'll bring up Jack Brooks.
Go Barons! Come on, comeback time! Come back, come back, come back!
Jack Brooks,
For the Oaks, number
2 for 4 at the
33,
dish,
Jack
2
Brooks.
RBIs, a double and a triple and a single. Big swing and a miss for Jack Brooks. 0-1 the count.
What? So just make the whole team play the game.
Yeah.
Everybody one question.
Just get them in line.
Yeah, or just pass the hat. We each do 3 players.
1-1 the count to Jack Brooks. 14-3 is the score late in the night here in Compton. As Parks can't hang on to that one. 2-1 the count.
See a little bit of a visual frustration from Jalen now, as it's been a long night for him behind the dish for the Barons.
The 2-1 to Jack Brooks. Fouled away. Ball got inside on Brooks and he pulls it foul. A little bit past the Oaks dugout.
Brooks has such quick hands, not only offensively getting his hands in there, showing it off, but especially defensively. He's got such quick hands over there at second base.
The 2-2. High, ball 3, and the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Brendan Durfee on first. Jack Brooks at the plate. 4 runs already have crossed the plate for the Oaks this inning. Here in the top of the 8th. 5 minutes till 9. Here in Compton, the pitch. Outside, ball 4. So that'll bring up Tyler Gannis once again, as he is one of the only guys in the Oaks lineup who hasn't gotten in on the fun. A rarity.
Yeah, very surprising. Usually Tyler's the leader of the pack. But like we talked about, he'll be enjoying this as much as the rest of the team.
Yeah, between the 9 guys on base, the Messino Durfee combination and Gannis are the only guys who haven't reached base twice today.
And they've each reached base once.
Yeah.
And Gannis scored a run. So
Yep.
everybody scored a run except for that part, Messino, Durfee, and Brooks.
One and one the count to Tyler Gannis. Gavin Grandonde, who's had a very good day himself. The pitch to Gannis, fouled away. Strike 2.
The third game in a row, the second game in a row, bigger pardon, that Gannis has hit. Third game in a row that he's hit 6 times.
Breaking ball in there for strike 3. And Gannis' tough day at the plate continues. But collectively for the Oaks, it's been a great day. 14-3 the score as 4 runs cross the plate in the 8th. When we come back, bottom of the 8th, 11-run lead for the Oaks as Wes Delatorre comes in to pitch, and he'll probably go the rest of the way. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Wes Delatorre in the bottom of the 8th. His first pitch of the day is a ball to number 33, Mark Anthony Hernandez.
2 defensive changes as well, I believe. I think, is Sulak in at catcher?
Yeah, Sulak's behind the
Yeah, so
plate.
Sulak's behind the plate now, and Golwacki goes in for center after Crandall pinch hit for Carrillo.
And with Delatorre coming in, that ends the day for Charlie Adamson, who turned in 3 beautiful outings out of the bullpen. Only 37 pitches, struck out 5, gave up just 1 hit, no other base runners. Great outing for Charlie.
Breaking ball from Wes Delator. Hangs up a little too much, and Hernandez bangs it through the infield for a leadoff single.
It's a great play out there in left field by Zach Dode to cut it off and hold Hernandez to a single there.
That big boy ain't going to second. Come on now.
The Barons number 3, Max Diaz.
Max Diaz now at the plate. He's been one of the lone bright spots for the Barons today as he put a ball on a frozen rope over the right field wall for a home run. Feels like that was forever ago in the third inning. As Wes Delator's first pitch to him is up for ball one. Delator, a look over at the runner Hernandez. The pitch. Double play ball up to Gavin Grant. 6, 4, 3. A double play.
Nice turn by those Ducks there in the middle infield.
That's an excellent turn there from Grant. Tough one-hop play to flip it to Brooks, and great turn there from Jack Brooks.
So after the first man of the inning laces a single into left field. Pitcher's best friend. The very next batter, a double play. And that'll bring up Nick Malbrough for the Barons. First pitch is outside, ball one. Good pitch from Delator on that last batter. Got it in on his hands and jammed him, and he hits a one hopper to Grant over at short. Not a super difficult play for the Ducks, at least for them.
Yeah, not a difficult play for them, but if that was me at short, that ball's going underneath my glove and it's a single.
That's why you're in here with me, bud.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The 2-0. Swung on, hit right at Zach Dode. He squeezes it with two hands to retire the side. And that'll do it for the Barons. One hit, but only three guys come to the plate as Delator faces the minimum. That'll do it for the eighth. We'll come back with the final inning of today's ball game. We'll be right back. Back for the top of the ninth. Gavin Grant leading off. He takes a first pitch strike. Grant in on his hands. He hits a ball into left field. Diaz is there for out number 1.
Definitely somebody who overreacted in the dugout there for the Oaks.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just somebody. That might have been multiple guys.
I did see Evan Harmon break out of the dugout there, so maybe it was him. Might have to ask him.
He
after
left the
game.
dugout like he thought it was
For the
leaving.
plate for the Oaks, number
He was out in
12,
the dugout.
Tyler Golecki.
Tyler Glowacki up for his first at bat of the game. He entered the game in the bottom of the 8th for Zach Crandall after he pinched hit for Austin Carrillo. First pitch to Glowacki is outside for ball 1.
For Glowacki, it's been a weird summer for him. He's hitting below 100, yet his on-base percentage is about 330, just because of how quality his at-bats have been and how many walks he's been drawing.
Yeah, another guy on this Oaks roster who's just run into a bit of bad luck as he has been having those quality at-bats. Just some of them just not able to find holes in the infield and the outfield.
Yeah, he's done a really great job this summer, just being disciplined and working and dragging out long at bats.
As he's going to see another 5-pitch at bat. As that ball's in there for strike 2, and the count runs full. Passing the 3-hour mark on today's ball game. As a 3-2 to Glowacki is in on his hands, and he'll foul it back. Out of play, and we'll do the 3-2 again.
Once again, another quality at-bat from Tyler Glowacki.
Seventh pitch of the at-bat from Allen to Glowacki. And it's high, ball 4. So that'll bring up Zach Dode, who is 4 for 5 today at the plate with a couple of doubles.
Yeah, just a light day at the
Going to the
office.
plate for the Oaks, number 25, Zach Today.
He's also come around the score in all of his last 3 at bats.
Yeah.
2 RBIs today too.
Just an all-around incredible day for Zach. We'll see if he gets named as the player of the game. I have a feeling we're going to have a tough time doing that.
Very tough time today.
A lot of candidates. Some big boppers.
We're going to initiate a new rule today, though, huh, Sammy? About player of the game.
Yeah, we might have to. Dode, 4 hits, a lot of RBIs. Gavin Grant, a home run. Austin Carrillo, on base safely, all 4 plate appearances, with a home run himself. Colin Heineck, 2 hits, one of them being a home run, 4 RBIs. Charlie Adamson, 3 innings of work, 5 strikeouts.
A lot of candidates.
Tough day.
Cam sitting behind the plate, tracking every single pitch.
Hasn't missed one.
Let's settle down.
Player of the game might have to go to a coach, and it might be
Yeah.
Cody Raymond who filled out the lineup card today.
Should just interview the coaching staff afterwards.
Yeah.
It might have to be just, interview with Coach Dave or Coach Raymer,
Yeah, today would be a
Jose,
great day
Coach Joe.
for Dave's dugout, but
Doesn't Dave's dugout have to be at Kalu,
it
though?
has to be at home
Yeah.
because we're not at home. Hopefully I can bring back Dave's dugout tomorrow.
2-2 to Dode.
We'll call it Cody's Clubhouse here at Compton.
Well, Raymer didn't like the idea of when I asked him if we could do something.
As Dode drives a pitch into left field. If it stays fair, it's foul.
If it stays fair, it's foul.
If it stays fair, I didn't even finish the thought because it went foul right away.
What were you going to say then?
Eh.
Do you think that was
Looked like a
gone?
little short. couple feet short, about 10, 15 feet short.
It would have been like it would have been almost
Ball
ground.
didn't quite have that sound, but it would have been a ground rule double if it was fair.
The Oregon player's got to be really tired.
The 2-2 to Zach Dode. Ball hit up the middle. 6, 4, 3. And that'll end the day at the plate for the Oaks. And what a day it was. 14 runs as Zach Dode ends his day 4 for 6. 2 GDPs.
In the 9th inning, there were no runs.
No big deal. 14-3 Oaks at the end of 8.5 innings. When we come back, Wes Delator will be out there to finish off the ball game. We'll be right back.
Charge.
Bottom 9. Oaks 3 outs away. Wes Delator back on the bump. Fouled back.
I was on
0-1 the count.
I don't know. Cam might have gotten that one first.
To number 26, third baseman Christian Taveras.
Wes, his last outing was his first time facing the minimum since his second outing back at the beginning of June.
That ball rolled up the middle. Gets through Jack Brooks, and it'll be another leadoff single.
What are you doing?
Taveras tries to stretch a single into a double and somehow gets around the tag. No argument from Gavin Grant, so it must have happened. So a leadoff double
Yeah,
for Taveras. A
I
little
don't-
bit of hustle down 11.
I
Some
don't
hustle.
understand that. Down 11, there's no need to risk that in a second. And great throw from Glowacki as always. Should have been out. The ball beat him.
Must have gotten around the tag.
Yeah, no, he did. But, like, still don't understand the decision.
Get a double on the stat line, you know, the average is still going to go up either way.
Not a big team guy, I guess.
I mean, 11-run ball game, you know, if you get out, you're one out closer away from going home.
That's a good point. It's
I
great.
guess I'm just trying to get into the head of these guys here. As Spencer Williams steps up, he's a down 0-1.
That's just unfortunate for Wes. You know, that ball was off the end of the bat. Literal rolled from, it was a 10 hopper basically through the infield and was a double. That's unfortunate.
Not a huge deal. 11-run ball game. 14 runs, 15 hits for the Conejo Oaks today.
Bro.
1-1 now the count.
And I looked down after that pitch. That was called a ball.
It was. The 1-1 from Delatorre. Hit over the head of Brooks. That'll bloop in. Glowacki comes up. Fires one into the home plate. And it'll be runners on the corners with nobody out for number 31, Jalen Parks, the catcher.
Coming to the plate for the Barons, number 31, Jalen Parks.
Delatorre's job right now is just to stay throwing strikes. No big deal. Lot of runs to work with here. And his first pitch to Parks, as expected, the runner is going. They'll try to throw down. It gets past Jack Brooks, so Taveras will come home to score. That'll be ruled an error on Sulak on the throw.
Poor West, man. Hasn't really given up a hard hit ball and it's given up a run. And likely heading towards the second with the runner in scoring position, nobody out.
Swing and a miss, strike two.
Honestly, though, this is exactly what you want from Wes. We've seen him struggle in previous outings, staying around the strike zone. Up 10 runs, you have a lot of room to work with, so love to see that Wes is throwing strikes. You'd rather see him get hit around rather than walk a bunch of guys in.
Not really getting hit around hard.
Not at all.
Just balls finding holes as the count goes to 1-2. Delatorre's 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Smothered by Sulak.
Sulak's done a really good job since entering last inning of being a wall back there behind the plate. It's so tough entering a game late, especially at the catcher's position. You're just thrown right into the action. And he's already gotten multiple pitches in the dirt, but he's been able to handle both of them quite easily.
The 2-2 from Delatorre. Lined into left field. Foul ball. Third base coach thought it was fair.
So did a lot of the fans. We can't tell from here if it was fair or foul.
So we'll do it again. 2-2. Parks taking his time to get back into the dish. Delatorre gets a sign he likes. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Down. Full count.
Great spot there. Love that location. In a 10-run ball game.
Just a good take.
Yeah.
Just a good take there from Parks. The 3-2, up and in, ball four. That'll bring up Neighbors. He comes up with 2 on and nobody out.
Conejo, Neighbors.
Just got to keep working if you're Wes here.
Yeah. I'd say get a ground ball, but ground ball from Neighbors does not mean double play with his speed.
And as you mentioned earlier, one of the toughest guys in the league to strike out.
And the last thing that the Oaks want is to burn another reliever after Delatorre with their already limited pitching staff.
The 1-0 to Neighbors. Low, ball 2.
Let's go, Barrett.
The 2-0. That ball came out of the hand as a ball, and there'll be 3-0 now the count to Conejo Neighbors.
Neighbors hasn't hit a ball to the infield, but he's been on 3 times today, now 4. And Neighbors has reached 4 times without hitting ball into the infield. He's walked twice, reached on an error, and he also reached on a fielder's choice.
Giovanni Saldana steps in. The first pitch from Wes Delator. In the dirt, smothered again by Sulak. Sulak will go out there to talk to Delator. Just calm him down, tell him to throw strikes.
Just not what you want. Nick Rinkover is coming down the dugout. I wonder if he's going to get his glove to bring it back down to the bullpen.
4 runs on 8 hits for the Barons. Bases loaded right now. And the 1-0 from Wes Delator. Popped up. Glowacki coming in. I doubt they'll test his arm. They don't.
And that's why.
A frozen rope from Glowacki keeps the runner on third. Spencer Williams chopped his feet a little, but we knew he wasn't coming home. As Julian Boyd steps up to the plate.
I don't think they'll end up sending Rinkover down, and also part of that is they want to save knees. I mean, the only catcher who has not appeared in this game now for the Oaks is David Whittle, and I don't think they want to send him down there to go warm up Rinkover.
Or they definitely don't want to, but hopefully they won't have to.
As Delator misses arm side for ball 1. Sulak puts the sign down. Delator leans in. Kicks and deals. Outside. Ball 2.
Delator is continuing to miss arm side. The adjustment he has to make right now is staying in line. You keep seeing him fall off towards the third base side. Delator has to stay in line towards home plate.
The 2-0. Swung on a miss. Strike 1.
Oh, the changeup there. Maybe he's feeling the changeup more than he's feeling the fastball. Surprising to see him go with a 2-0 change at this point in the ball game, but that just shows you where he's at with his stuff right now.
The 2-1 to Boyd. Outside. Ball 3.
Another thing that the changeup does, throwing the changeup, you're thinking about getting on top of it, so that allows you to throw a strike. With the fastball, you're just letting it fly, and we see he's missing arm side most of the time.
The 3-1 pitch. Nice frame by Cody Sulak. Steals a strike at the plate. 3-2 now the count.
Yeah, that's for sure. Big time frame piece there from Sully.
Yeah, that was a couple baseballs off the plate.
Maybe the umpire just wants dinner.
The payoff pitch to Boyd. In the dirt. Ball 4, so a run will come home. And that'll bring up Mark Anthony Hernandez as a pause in action will take place as pitching coach Scott Rudinsky comes out. What do you think Coach Rudinsky is telling Delator right here, Josh?
Well, taking out some of the words, he's telling him to calm yourself down and just throw a strike. There is literally zero pressure right now. It's a 9-run ball game. You've got nobody behind you. He's just, honestly, that was more of probably giving Delator a breather and then telling him what I've been saying with that arm side miss. Hopefully give him the adjustment that he needs, as, you know, Big Rad was a former big league pitcher.
Hernandez at the plate. First pitch misses high, ball 1. One and 0 the count.
Ground ball double play right here. Come on.
In there, strike 1. 1-1.
Hernandez has a couple hits today. I believe the only Baron with a multi-hit game.
He led off the 8th with a single and was caught up in the double play by Diaz. As he'll pop one up, it'll go behind us. 1-2 now the count. Don't know if that one made it to the campers back there. One and 2 to Hernandez. Delator steps off and wants a new series of signs. He leans in, agrees to one, and now the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, swung on and missed.
That was disgusting.
It's pretty filth.
Come back, John. Come back.
A slow curveball
Come to the plate for the Barons.
that misses the bat from Mark Anthony Hernandez, and it'll be up to Max Diaz to try to keep this game going for the Barons. The Oaks 1 out away from a 3-game winning streak. First pitch is low. Ball 1. Want to know the count? The pitch? Low, ball 2.
For those curious, that was the 30th pitch of the inning for Delator.
Definitely laboring out there.
He'll need a decent break after today's outing.
Another pitch misses arm side.
Yeah, that was
That'll
after.
be ball 3, and Delator is in danger of walking in another run.
Yeah. This was after a 7-pitch 8th inning in which he faced the minimum.
We've also reached baby shark stage here.
Yeah.
At the ballpark.
The 3-0 pitch is in there for strike 1.
Again. So what if Diaz hits a grand slam here? Still the exact same pitch.
Thank you, Mr. Hynek, for wishing us a safe trip home.
Appreciate you.
Hope you're proud of your son tonight.
We're proud of him.
The 3-1 hit hard.
Yeah.
Parga is there. He'll throw over across the diamond, and that'll do it. The ball game is over. We thank all of you for watching. We apologize for the difficulties we had. We got this stream recorded. We will post it as soon as we get home, so we have the full game.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's your ball game.
A 14-5 win for the Conejo Oaks.
Road trip's over.
The road trip is over. The Oaks will be at home tomorrow to face the OC Riptide. For all of us here for the Oaks, Austin Gregory, Josh Mechanic, Cameron Deck, tracking pitches. As Josh cut me off right there, I'm Sammy Holiday. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Oaks win, 14-5. Oaks are hot.